Who doesn't love a good romance story about an on-screen couple that becomes a real-life couple? Well, Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons have that love story going for them. From playing husband and wife on screen to finally being able to tie the knot after being engaged for almost 5 years. Sit tight while we take a dive into how Kirsten and Jesse fell in love and how she couldn't ignore the instant connection she felt with him, even though she was already in a serious relationship. Kirsten Dunst first met Jesse Plemons back in 2015, after they were cast in the hit TV show Fargo as husband and wife. However, at the time, Kirsten was dating Garrett Hedlund, and the pair had already been together for just over 3 years. Kirsten and Garrett had become a red carpet staple, and had often spoken about their relationship to the public, and things between the two were seemingly going well. In fact, back in 2014, the actress had even said she was thinking about having children. She shared, "I'm in baby mode because 2 of my really good friends are pregnant right now. 33 is a good age to have your first baby." For the 2016 Golden Globes, Kirsten was nominated for Best Actress for her role in Fargo.
These are modern times, and a woman, well, she just doesn't have to be a wife and a mother no more. She can be, there's nothing she can't be.
Garrett was her date for the evening, and things between the pair appeared to be happy. However, they broke up just a couple of months later. In a surprising turn of events, Dunst was then spotted kissing her former co-star, Plemons, 2 months after her breakup from Hedlund. What people didn't know was that Kirsten had in fact felt an immediate connection with Jesse after they met. At the time, she wasn't in any rush to share how she felt about her co-star with anyone because she didn't entirely understand what it meant. The actress confessed, "I didn't remember saying this, but one of my best friends told me that I said to her that I will know this man for the rest of my life. I just know it."
How do you know when somebody is the one?
I think you just do. Yeah, you do.
So, after things with her and Garrett had ended, Jesse swooped in to heal her broken heart. Plemons had previously said that working with Dunst was a gift, which made it pretty clear that he enjoyed working with her just as much as she did. The couple tried to keep things private over the next few months, and at the Emmys later that year, when they were both nominated, they decided not to go together so that their relationship didn't draw too much attention. Kirsten later admitted that after they had finished filming Fargo, she missed Jesse a lot more than she had expected. She added, "I just knew he would be in my life forever. I didn't know what capacity that would be at the time." But there was some hesitancy around their emotions before they started dating. Since they played husband and wife on the show, they wondered if the connection was just there because they had worked together. Thankfully, it turned out to be real. At the beginning of 2017, the couple got engaged. The actress confirmed their engagement on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. When Fallon asked how the proposal went, she said,
"No, I was a little sick. A little sick when he did it, which was funny. So,
You're sick.
But that's good, sickness and health, so that works."
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
She also said she had an idea that the proposal was coming, joking,
Well, I could tell my dad's face at Christmas. He's a bad liar.
Just a few months later, Dunst was interviewed by Marie Claire and spoke about the idea of having children. She shared, "It's time to have babies and chill." She added that she never felt like she needed to have a baby until her goddaughter was born, and she was hooked. She loved her so much that she knew that she wanted to become a mother. She explained, "That love is just like, you can't experience that unless you have a kid." So it came as no surprise that a year later, Kirsten announced that she was pregnant. She later admitted that because of her age, she thought it was going to be harder to fall pregnant. She explained, "If I hadn't met Jesse, I would have frozen my eggs, but it feels like I lucked out." In May of 2018, the couple welcomed their first son they named Ennis Howard Plemons. Kirsten explained how they chose the name, saying, "It's like an old cowboy name. We found it online. On those baby websites where you just keep scrolling. We were like, we like that. It sounds cool." During an interview the following year, Dunst reflected on meeting Plemons back in 2015. She said she knew he was going to be my soulmate, and added that he was her favorite actor. It also didn't go unnoticed to the couple that they hadn't gotten the chance to get married yet. They had already been engaged for about 2 years, and had their son in the meantime. Kirsten shared, "We're definitely going to have a wedding eventually, but probably a small ceremony at home or something, like really intimate, not a big wedding." When she was asked why she hadn't walked down the aisle yet, she joked, "We're about as married as you can get. We have a kid together." She went on to explain that she didn't want to get married while she was pregnant because I want to have fun and have a drink. I mean, we're paying for this wedding. I'm paying for the bar. I want to enjoy it. Later that year, the world got its first official look at Ennis when the family attended Dunst's Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony, where Plemons had the chance to say a few words about Dunst. He recalled the first time they met while waiting for a flight at the Los Angeles International Airport. He said he remembered every detail of their exchange, adding, "I looked into her eyes and saw the beautiful, sweet, unguarded, welcoming human being that she is. It was truly in an instant." In response, Dunst said to Plemons,
You are my everything, and I never thought I would have a partner that understands me the way that you do.
However, it was during the ceremony that Dunst and Plemons confused fans when they referred to each other as husband and wife. During his speech, Plemons said,
and seeing the kind of mother, wife, daughter, sister, friend, and cohort you are is why I and all of your friends and everyone else are here today, and why we all love you.
Naturally, his speech left everyone thinking that they had already exchanged their vows in secret. Dunst later had to clear things up during an interview on Jimmy Kimmel Live, saying that Plemons was still her fiancé and that they were still not married yet.
The worst people to ask of all
Jesse
time
Plemons
to talk.
is your husband,
Yeah.
is your fiancé.
Fiance, we're not married.
At the beginning of 2020, the couple flew off to New Zealand with their son to film the highly anticipated film Power of the Dog, where they were cast as husband and wife once again. Both Kirsten and Jesse were very excited to be working on a film together again. The actress shared, "We love working together, so it's really, really easy to work with each other."
I love working with Jesse. He's my favorite to work with, so.
She explained that they're both always very honest with each other, and they're down to try anything. She added, "No one judges anybody. There's no ego. It's just how do we make this the most alive together and the most real." However, just a few months into filming, the couple ended up in lockdown along with the rest of the world due to the international pandemic. So they decided to rent a house while they were there. They had a garden for their son to run around in, and they really enjoyed being surrounded by their natural wildlife. Kirsten then joked that their cat, Sid, would bring them a mouse every night. Dunst and Plemons would spend their days looking after their son, and during their evenings, they would sit together and listen to music in a spot they called the Triangle. She shared, "That's what Jesse and I will do when we get home. Wash our hands, put the baby to bed, and sit in the Triangle." They were eventually allowed to resume filming, and things got chaotic once more. When filming wrapped, there was a lot of Oscar buzz surrounding Power of the Dog, and Kirsten was nominated for Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Kirsten admitted, "It was terrifying. At the time, I smoked, so I was like, oh god, if I get this, I'm going to die." That was when she knew it was time for them to grow their family. She said to Plemons, "I was like, as soon as we are done with this movie, let's try and have another baby." Towards the end of 2020, Plemons spoke about his relationship with Dunst. He said, "I knew that she would be in my life for a long time."
It's so much fun, and she's so incredible.
Dunst also had some kind words to say about Plemons, sharing, "He works so hard at what he does. He takes everything very seriously and embeds himself very deeply." At the beginning of 2021, Kirsten announced that she was pregnant with their second child on the cover of W magazine. Later that year, she gave birth to a boy they named James Robert. Kirsten shared about the new member of their family. "He's an angel, but he's a hungry angel and a heavy angel."
He's like 22 pounds, like for a 7-month-old?
That's crazy.
Yeah, my wrist is killing me. You're just like this all day, and I try and like straighten my back, so I'm just like.
She gushed over James, calling him the newest guy, the big kahuna. Dunst also joked about how difficult things had been with their new son, sharing, "I'm so tired. I haven't slept through the night in 4 months. I've developed an eye twitch too. Yeah, I'm in a really special place." In July of 2022, the couple finally managed to tie the knot. Jesse and Kirsten got married in Jamaica at the luxury GoldenEye Resort. Their wedding was private, small, and very intimate, and there haven't been that many details released as far as we know, but we're sure the couple is very happy to have finally made it down the aisle.